I LARP, you LARP, we LARP. But hold on, what is LARP and how do we LARP? LARP is the short form of live action roleplay. A pretty self-explanatory term, but the thing is, where does it come from and how do we use it the right way? So it really originates from like medieval cosplayers, like doing the whole castle cosplay thing where you dress up as a knight or just like medieval folk and just go around the castle and just basically LARP. Act like you're in the medieval times, like enjoying your life as a medieval random guy. But LARPing is also known in the cosplay community, for example at anime conventions where you, for example, go out as Shinji from Neon Genesis Evangelion, where you just sit down and just have a mental breakdown. But to be honest, we all LARP. When we go to work, we LARP as a work guy. For example, you work in retail, you act like you work in retail. You are a student at a school or just uni, you LARP as a student. Or just anything we do basically. For example, I LARP as a content creator here on YouTube. You LARP as a viewer. We all LARP though. And for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Daniel, 2 out of fashion content here on YouTube, TikTok and Instagram. If you'd like to check my shit out, link is in the description down below. And now let's talk about how LARPing ruined fashion. Okay, that was a little bit dramatically said, but basically you get the point. LARPing in fashion has gone on forever. And as I said before, LARPing in general was always a thing. Even in medieval times, like where you LARP as a king, you LARP as a soldier on the battlefield, like as a knight. And so LARPing also exists in fashion through designers who build their own world. For example, Yohji Yamamoto, Beautiful World, Rick Owens, Abstract World, and of course Acronym, a dystopian world. All three brands have built their own world. Rick Owens is pretty abstract and pretty strange to most people. Acronym is pretty dystopian. And Yohji Yamamoto just amazing in his dark world. And people who buy into those brands basically also buy into the world. For example, you have a full Rick Owens fit, you go out, people look at you weird because you have a full Rick Owens fit. That would only fit into the Rick Owens world, of course. If you go, for example, in a full Rick Owens fit outside, people look at you weird. Okay, yeah, that's logical because you normally don't wear like that stuff outside. Now you LARP. But if you'd go to a Rick Owens runway show, people wouldn't look at you weird, but they'd rather be amazed by your style and by your choosing of clothing, because there is a world for this style. But as always, there can't be only rainbow and sunshine. LARPing has a lot of negative points. Most commonly known in the fashion industry right now is, for example, people just buying random clothes, for example reps that they think, okay, this is like really beloved at this time and I would love to be like trendy and into trends, and people think that I'm this fashion guy and have absolute ball knowledge. But when it comes to basically using that knowledge that they should have acquired through the buying these clothes, they don't know how to use it because they don't know anything. When you buy something expensive, for example a Rick Owens jacket or just a Rick Owens pant, you usually do your research, because why should you just waste $1,000 on just some pants? No normal person would do that with a constant and average income. But now, for example, if you buy a replica of those Rick Owens pants and people come up to you and say, oh, I like your Rick Owens pants, and you're like, oh, thanks, yeah, and they ask you, yo, what's your favorite runway from Rick Owens? Or anything that has to do with Rick Owens, that has to be like normal ball knowledge, I'd say. People just stand there and act like, oh yeah, Rick Owens, yes, yes, Rick Owens, oh yes, 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 Rick Owens, yes, 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 yeah, Rick Owens, yes, my favorite show, oh yes, Rick Owens, yes, yes. Yeah. And this isn't a video about reps, but it's also a big point in LARPing. And I'm also not saying that people who buy reps don't have ball knowledge about fashion. But if I see you with your Dior B22 and just some skinny Amiri jeans and just some Rick Owens top, like bro, how can I take you seriously, bro? Anyways, back to the topic. Rappers are also a big part in LARPing. Acting like they have all the money in the world to buy all things they want, have everything they want, and go to every haute couture store there is just to buy the whole store apparently. And showing a lifestyle that's not really theirs. I'm not saying all the rappers do that, but some of them do. Like, bro, come on, you don't have the money to do all that. And young teens see those rappers living their lavish lifestyle apparently and think, yeah, I want it too, and go to random luxury fashion stores just to take flicks for the gram, put it in a highlight that's called lifestyle. But bro, you are not that guy. In our daily lives, we're exposed to social media and people LARPing as like these rich guys and seeing the whole world, or just people acting like their life is beautiful and lavish and all that good stuff. But no, we all have the same life more or less. It's what do you make of it? Some people rent out things just to show you right now that they're living lavish and all that, but nah, in the long run they're the ones that are losing in life. But we don't always have this thought at the back of our mind watching all these videos. We're confronted with so much media nowadays that that our brains can't even process that all. And we just take things as they're shown to us. We don't question certain things. We don't have any second thoughts about certain stuff. It's just the way it is, and that's what we're thinking. And when we see those people enjoying their lives, going out and having fun and blah blah blah, we have like this FOMO and also have the feeling we have to do that. We have to LARP and also impress others. And this is like a constant cycle for others and others and others. Always seeing the same thing, like people going to designer stores and buying all that stuff. And we think, oh yeah, I have to also do that because I don't want to get left out. But honestly, you are not left out. People who show their lifestyle, quote unquote, are just the most miserable ones. Of course, there are aesthetic accounts that are focused on just showing like this lifestyle, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the guys and girls and all the people that just take just random pictures of like a really expensive site and say like, yes, this is my lifestyle. Bro, this isn't your lifestyle. Literally the same thing when people used to see a Lambo on the street and pose in front of it and say like, yeah, this is my new car. Son, please. So at the end of the day, we are all just people, so don't think too highly of others. If people only show the good side in their life, just know the bad side is way worse. But with that being said, I really appreciate you watching the whole video through from start to finish. My name is Daniel too. If you remember my name, that's very nice of you. Thank you. If you'd like to see more of me, I do YouTube videos every second week on Mondays at 3 p.m. So stay tuned. And also a disclaimer for this video was inspired by a German YouTuber called Poisoned Kawasaki. He uploaded a video not that long ago talking about LARPing, and I found myself thinking, okay, he left out some points and maybe I should address that in my video. I'll also leave the link to his YouTube channel and also a video in the description down below. If you'd like to check it out, check it out. But hey man, say man, we still good though, right? If you have FOMO and think, oh, all these people that post their good lives, live their lavish lives, and my life is so miserable. Nah man, you are amazing and I really appreciate you. Stay alive, stay well, drink water. I love you, man. Have a nice day and even a better week. My name is Daniel too. I really appreciate you watching the whole video. I'll see you guys again in 2 weeks on Monday, 3 p.m. You know that. And I just hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and even a better month. I love you, man. Stay great. Stay the way you are because you are just amazing. I love you, man. And see you again next time. Bye bye. For example, Takezo, the unrivaled from Vagabond, and just act like you just cut on 30 people and you're saying like, I love this life. Was darf ich? Was darf ich, Bro? Was darf ich? Fashion and through... Okay, Bro, das kann ich nicht droppen, Digga. What the fuck? And honestly, Bro...